The Turkish Super League Hour continues here on beIN Sports with the Turkish Super League Highlight Show, Round 28 recap. I am George DiMattelis, and here is what we have for you coming up on the program. Fenerbahce took on Osmanlispor in the first of two Ankara versus Istanbul encounters. Osmanlispor traveling to take on Fenerbahce in this round 28 encounter. Speaking of Istanbul clubs, Istanbul Başakşehir had a tough time against recently promoted Yeni Malatyaspor at home. And the second matchup of Ankara versus Istanbul featured Galatasaray traveling to the capital to take on Gençler Birliği. See, I've been practicing, y'all. I've been practicing. But we begin the show, however, with Istanbul Başakşehir and their matchup against Yeni Malatyaspor. Eric Krakauer, you ready for this encounter at the Istanbul Başakşehir Fatih Terim Stadium? As the team looking to become champions, they get a good chance early on, 15 minutes in.
Edin Visca with the shot, not far off, but Ertak Özbir had it covered.
And another chance here for Başakşehir, and it's the Dutchman, Eliro Elia, who scored last week in the game in the victory against Akhisarspor, getting another goal here.
Edin Visca attacks the half space, avoids the tackle, and then slots an inviting ball to the streaking Elia.
And the Malatyaspor coming off a 4-1 victory over Gençler Birliği. And then how about this one? Arturo Mina trying to do his best Cristiano Ronaldo impression.
Acrobatic attempt from the center back.
And then Malatyaspor continuing to apply the pressure. Yeni Malatyaspor, a chance here for Khalid Butayev, but kept out by Caginan.
And as you'll see from the replay here, it's Gal Clichy who's late to push up. Keeps Butayev onside, but it's easy pickings for Volkan Babacan.
Caginan with the assist and Babacan with the save. And then a chance here for Başakşehir. Ivan Kavici dancing, but just can't get the ball over the line.
Fantastic tackle from Şebake there. That's the kind of effort that you like to see. And look at this ball from Arda Turan, feeding Riyad Bayic, who elects to shoot instead of finding Elia, who is wide open on his left.
1-0 is the final for Istanbul Başakşehir. They got Galatasaray next week, all right? Konya Büyükşehir Belediye Stadium as Konyaspor taking on Sivasspor, and Popinho almost with the opening goal for the team in red.
Shooting through bodies, forcing a very good save from an outstretched Kirintili, and this was another fantastic save to prevent a rocket from Samuel Eto'o. But Tolgahan Ashar puts the ball back in danger, and it is Nesh Skubic with the pounce on the ball.
And great header here by Aruna Kone. Kirintili coming up big to preserve the clean sheet for Konyaspor, and then this long-range effort, and it's Mehdi Burabia.
An absolute thumper from the combative midfielder. Only Superman would have been able to stop that. And then look at this terrible decision from the goalkeeper. Ashar comes out of his area and handles the ball straight red. Correct decision.
So Konyaspor already up 2-0. It's about to be 3 thanks to Samuel Eto'o.
And Sergio Rocher, who came into goal, not done any favors by his wall jumping, and Eto'o sliding the ball through that tunnel. He'd slide the ball here as well. Fantastic pass to Omer Şahiner, who then rewards his forward with the run. It's not easy to make that trailing run when you're in your mid-30s, but Samuel Eto'o showing that veteranship better than fresh legs sometimes.
Yeah, Konyaspor coming off back-to-back clean sheets against Kayserispor and Osmanlispor. They haven't allowed a goal in 184 minutes entering this match. Well, they won't allow a goal in this one either. Volkan Shen with the 5th one.
Stays onside, anticipates everyone to the ball. Good win for Konyaspor.
So 274 minutes without conceding a goal for Konyaspor. All right, Antalyaspor. Then the next team to pick up 3 points against Karabükspor, right?
Or are they? They do start well. Lovely strike from Diego Angelo. Tucked it into the opposite corner. Perfectly placed.
Antalyaspor coming off back-to-back victories at Kasımpaşa and versus Bursaspor. Look at this one. Shot by Andriy Bliznichenko.
Thunderous hit, but right at Rafa in goal. And then some controversy. A penalty called here. It's Hakan Özmert with the handball, but he looks like he's trying to protect his face. tough decision. And then Ergin Keles with the penalty.
Big equalizer there for Karabükspor with only one win since October. And you know we're in April, right? So it's been a long time since Karabükspor won a game. And it's going to be even longer. Deniz Kada with the game winner for Antalyaspor in the dying moments of the match.
A fortunate ricochet falls to Dukara. And with the goal at his mercy, Kada, who scored a scorcher last week, makes absolutely no mistake.
So I mentioned that Antalyaspor have beaten Kasımpaşa and Bursaspor in back-to-back games. Well, guess who played each other in round 28? Bursaspor at home against Kasımpaşa, and early on a chance for the visitors from Istanbul, thanks to the header by Samuel Edwalk.
Delightful searching cross from Strahil Popov, and then two Kasımpaşa players getting in each other's way. And then a rifled shot from Trezeguet, an attempt from distance. The ball dips, as you'll see in the replay, just as Arun Tekin is reaching out for it.
Mahmoud Ahmed Ibrahim Hassan making it 1-0 for Kasımpaşa. Bursaspor trying to equalize, but they can't.
Industry from Stanku on the right, and it's Erdogan with the fluffed shot, his weaker right foot. He'd have another attempt with his better left. That ball takes a very awkward bounce, but Birnichan reacting very well to it.
So Bursaspor. We hope you are enjoying the action on this Turkish Super League highlight show, round 28 recap. All right, on the other side here on the program, Galatasaray, or as I like to say, Galatasaray, were taking on Gençlerbirliği as they traveled to the capital. Another Ankara-Istanbul matchup featured Fenerbahce hosting Osmanlispor and Besiktas getting a goal from Cool Kyle. We'll have all the details after the break here on the Turkish Super League highlight show on beIN Sports. Thank you for joining us here on the Turkish Super League Highlight Show Round 28 recap. It was a special day for Kyle Lauren at the Vodafone Arena as Besiktas took on Göztepe. So we will see what happens here. Besiktas taking on Göztepe, only one loss in 2018. The Black Eagles, and early on, well, this man just continues to score goals.
Andresen Talisca, two Göztepe defenders, marking three players and an open Brazilian with the textbook header. Easy peasy.
Yeah, Talisca scoring the game winner last week against Alanyaspor. Meanwhile, Göztepe coming off a 2-0 loss versus Kasımpaşa. It's about to be two thanks to the Chilean pitbull, Gary Medel.
Acres of space for the Chilean to exploit, and then he gets his foot through the ball. And that's a rocket past the goalkeeper. And here, Dusko Tosic, the center back, beating Beto to the ball after Nasip Uizal, the captain, keeps the ball alive at the first post.
So it is 3-0 for Besiktas, but Göztepe, they got some fighting, and Demba Ba pushing through, and eventually it falls for Halil Akbunar, but it might be a little too late for Göztepe.
Heads up play from Andre Poco with the poke. Keep getting the ball away from the Besiktas players, and then Demba Ba, who you'd mentioned before, with a rocket here. Fabri is beaten, but a lick of paint preventing Göztepe from scoring.
I see what you did with the Poco and the poke. Yeah, okay, I got you. Then some controversy here. Pushing the referee, and Raiko Rotman sees red.
Way to leave your team hanging. Stupidity personified. And then, as you'd said, George, Kyle Lauren, his first appearance for Besiktas and his first goal. Composure after a beautiful dink from his teammate Pek Temek. And then here, selfless pass from Talisca, feeding the Dutchman Ryan Babel on the left, onside, as you can tell there.
Anderson Talisca starting to get some attention in terms of a call-up for the Brazilian national team. Besiktas take down Göztepe at Vodafone Arena. All right, Alanyaspor versus Akhisarspor at the Başakşehir Okulari Stadium. And early on, very early on, a penalty in favor of the home team, or the visitors, I say.
Well, it should have been Evgen Selezhnev clearly taken down. That would have been a foul anywhere else, but it wasn't called. This one wouldn't be called either, but this is because it's a clear dive. Did you hear that splash? Junior Fernandez going down as if he'd been tripped by the invisible man.
but the home side would get the opening goal thanks to who's yo baba? Emre Akbaba.
Good interplay, slick passing, and Emre Akbaba is a killer in front of goal.
Yeah, Alanyaspor coming off the 1-0 loss at Besiktas. Meanwhile, Akhisarspor, 3-game winless side coming into this game. And it looks like it's about to be 4 thanks to Junior Fernandes here.
Lucas Villafanes with a delicious lob, and then a quick trigger from the Brazilian past the keeper.
And Akhisarspor, however, they are trying to pull one back thanks to Yevhen Shelezhnyov.
Yeah, good defending there, preventing the shot across goal. And then look at this save from Milan Lukasz. Not only does he show great reflexes, but he pushes the ball away from danger.
And denying a goal for Junior Fernandes. Akhisarspor pulling one back thanks to Muda Celik.
Finds the ball there in a pocket of green players, trying to come back, but then determination from Junior Fernandes. And the ball ends up at Emre Akbaba's feet, who puts away the half volley.
Akbaba with a brace in this game. Alanyaspor take down Akhisarspor. 3-1 is the final. All right, we go to Şenol Güneş Sport Complex as Trabzonspor on the banks of the Black Sea taking on Kayserispor. And 29 minutes in, Kayserispor, the visitors, with a very good chance.
Samil Chinaz forcing Onur Kivrak into a save. It was all Kayserispor in the first half. Kivrak would have to stop this shot as well from Ryan Mendes. He was so important. And then in the second half, Juraj Kuška with a fantastic pass, and Burak Yilmaz perhaps pulling the trigger a little bit too early, clearly onside. He'd get more chances though in this game.
Yeah, Burak Yilmaz still in a heated battle for the Gol Krali after a game against Galatasaray in which they lost 2-1. But there you go, Yusuf Yazici, another key goal scorer for Trabzonspor.
Well, in this case, Abdulkadir Omur showing strength and skill, and then putting the ball beyond the keeper.
I got a little ahead of myself there because that was Abdulkadir Omur with the opening goal, and then Yazici dancing and getting a goal as well here.
Omur beats his defender with pace, and then Yazici beats his defender by pulling the ball to his weaker right foot and rifling it into the corner.
So 2-0 at this point for Trabzonspor. Kayserispor coming into this match having allowed 9 goals in their last 3. Well, it's about to be 12 thanks to Burak Yilmaz.
You cannot leave this man unmarked. That's a gimme.
Yep, 5-0 loss versus Fenerbahce last week. It's about to be a 4-0 score against Trabzonspor this week. Once again, thanks to Yilmaz.
Nifty back heel from Olcay Şahan, and that's just lunch for Yilmaz.
Trabzonspor looking to lock down 5th place. All right, Fenerbahce at home against Osmanlispor at the Ulker Stadium. 16 minutes in, and Fenerbahce, the great chance here. Blazing shot going wide.
And that was not far off from Sosa. And you'll see another shot from distance here. This time it's Ceyhun Gülselam. Volkan Demirel was beaten, but the shot too wide. But boy, does he hit this well.
Yeah, he hit it very well. Fenerbahce coming into this match had not allowed a goal in their last 3 Super League matches, 311 minutes with a clean sheet.
But controversy as Martin Skrtel gets up in the air, thunders the ball in off his head. The ball does cross the line, it seems, even though Karsemaskas tries his best to prove that it doesn't. And then Giuliano showing all his Brazilian flair, winning the ball, going past his defender. The shot clinks off the post, and Roberto Soldado, Bobby Soldier, there to clear it up. He won't score a much easier goal than this.
Fenerbahce up 2-0 at this point. Osmanlispor after that 0-0 draw versus Konyaspor, looking for points. It's not going to happen. Oh, and how about this chip attempt? That would have been possibly the goal of the round if it had gone in.
Wonderful skill from the Spaniard. Unlucky.
On the other side here on the Turkish Super League highlight show, round 28 recap. Galatasaray taking on Gençlerbirliği in what was the surprising result of the round. We'll have it for you here on beIN Sports. Let's not waste any more time and get into the last match of round 28, Gençler Birliği versus Galatasaray. The Ankara side coming into this match on a 5-game winless slide. Galatasaray on a 5-game unbeaten run. And early on, 7 minutes in, it's the visitors in white, Galatasaray, getting a good chance here thanks to Selçuk İnan.
The captain trying to lead the way early on in what would be a very disappointing performance from Galatasaray. Here, the first opportunity for Gençler Birliği. Just at the moment when Deniz Yilmaz wants to take a shot, he slips. And it's Maicon who loses the ball, that quickly recovers, realizes that his keeper is going to be beaten, and he actually blocks the shot. So fantastic play from the Brazilian center back.
And Galatasaray still 0-0 at this point. İnan again with the swing of that right leg, kept out by Gençler Birliği.
Johannes Huff with a good save. That strike came with venom, but straight at the Swedish goalkeeper. And then look at this block right here from Sergej Policevic, getting in the way of Bafetimi Gomis's shot. Nice pass from Belhanda.
So still 0-0 at this point. Oh, a great chance here. Policevic denying a chance early on and almost getting a chance there. And then Bafetimi Gomis, is he fouled in the area here? What do you think, Eric?
I think he leans back into his defender, but Ryan Donk should really have put that away. He would regret that miss, as it's Maicon again losing the ball, as Galatasaray were really trying to get those 3 points. Elvis Manu starts the breakaway. He is patient, waits for the overlap on the left, which comes from Alper Uldaj, and he puts the ball into the net. Lovely left-footed strike past Fernando Muslera, and what a win this would be for Gençler Birliği.
They get it done in second half stoppage time. For the first time in 5 years, they beat Galatasaray in a Turkish Super League match. All right, Eric, we see the results there. What stands out for you? Which one result stands out?
Another disappointing result for Kayserispor. They've suffered a lot of goals, and Gençler Birliği with a huge upset that may go a long way to helping the team from the capital avoid relegation.
And then we look at the standings, and 5 points separating first and fourth, but Galatasaray, with the loss in Ankara, failed to jump back up into first place.
Başakşehir with the lead, and they're going to be playing Galatasaray in the game that may very well decide who wins the Turkish Super League.
All right, let's take a look at the saves of round 28. We begin with Eray Birnichan of Kasımpaşa.
And that's a very awkward bounce to deal with, but he does well getting the ball out of a dangerous spot.
Yep,
and then reflex save from Milan Lukasz.
Yep, Milan Lukasz of Akhisarspor. It wasn't enough on Antalyaspor picking up the victory, but still, great save there by Milan Lukasz. And number one, Serkan Girintili of Konyaspor in that big win.
Sees the ball late, stretches, and prevents Robinho from scoring an early goal in that game.
Yep, Konyaspor winning that one 5-0, clean sheet for Girintili. All right, top 3 goals. Abdulkadir Umur of Trabzonspor.
The winger, strength, skill, determination, and finally, wonderful placement on this shot. No chance for the goalkeeper, Silvio Long Jr.
Trabzonspor getting a big win, 4-0 against Kayserispor. The Chilean pitbull, Gary Medel for Besiktas.
He doesn't score many, but sometimes he has a tendency to score beauties, and that was certainly one of them.
And the gold medal, the number 1 goal of the round, Mehdi Bourabia for Konyaspor in that beatdown of Sivasspor.
There is just no stopping that. Not a goal scorer either, but what a strike.
On beIN Sports Saturday, April 14th, Sivasspor at home against Fenerbahce. Fenerbahce need that road victory.
And as we know, Sivasspor very tricky at home.
Well, the Turkish title chase just continues to get tighter. Say that 10 times fast. All right, I'd like to remind you that every weeknight, 7 p.m. in the East, 4 p.m. in the West, it is The Extra. You can get all the latest information about the beautiful game, special features, and so much more on The Extra, 7 p.m. in the East, 4 p.m. in the West, right here on beIN Sports. And then after The Extra on Monday night and Friday night, it is The Locker Room, the best debate show on the planet, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. I am George DiMattelis, and thank you for watching this presentation of the Turkish Super League Highlight Show Round 28 recap on beIN Sports. Barish.